Alright, what's up guys, Toasty here, Getber, and today I'm going to be doing kind of a rant video, I guess, and today I'm going to be talking about something that I guess that a lot of people were not clear about, or some people just thought that I was kissing up to Xenoverse in my video. A lot of you were saying, oh man, he's kissing up to Xenoverse again, oh wow man, best DBZ game, oh that's a joke, Budokai 3 or BT 3 for the win. It's like, okay, and a lot of them were saying that I was just disowning all of the flaws that the game has and just saying the game is good and overhyping it. So basically what I did in my first impressions video a few days ago of Dragon Ball Xenoverse, it will be there if you have not watched it in the description, but what I did in that video was I gave you guys my honest first impressions about Xenoverse. Obviously the title and thumbnail were true. It's honest, true first impressions of the game. I had played the Japanese version on PS3. I told you one of the biggest problems with the game at the current moment, which is the frame drops, so I don't understand why everyone's like, oh man, you say best DBZ game ever, man. I hate doing videos that even remotely respond to hate, because usually it doesn't even come to a sense of conclusion, but I feel like some people would actually think that the game doesn't have any flaws based on that video. Even though I've said a few, I just thought, you know, why not talk about it? Alright. Does Xenoverse have flaws? Yes, it does. A hell of a lot of flaws. First of all, obviously, as I said before, the frame drops. That's a huge problem in the game. I don't think it's present in the PS4 version. From everybody who's had the PS4 version, I've heard that there has been no frame drops, but it's only in PS3 for 3v3s and in Toki Toki City. And then another problem that the game has is that obviously can't go Super Saiyan 3. Now, obviously, some people would not view this as a problem. Most people wouldn't. Most people would, though. A lot of people have been complaining about there not being Super Saiyan 3. But that one is somewhat debatable because of balance issues, but whatever. That's another flaw, whatever. There are quite a few more flaws, and some people don't like the story, some people don't like certain things about the game, and I understand that. There are a lot of flaws, but the thing is that for me, I like the game from the beginning because those flaws, the second the game started, disappeared to me. Now, what I mean by that is, when I started playing, I didn't really think about, oh man, the destruction like comes back after like a few seconds. Oh, by the way, for those of you who are saying that like all destruction in the game comes back, it doesn't. There are destructible trees, there are destructible buildings, there are destructible, all that stuff. And in every other DBZ game, it's done less in destruction. Because in Xenoverse, the Cell Game Arena, so you know in the Cell Game Arena and BT3 and Raging Blast 2, when if you destroyed a part of it, it would just be taking a huge chunk out of the ring? In Xenoverse, as it kind of showed in the first E3 presentation, you were able to destroy multiple actual tiles on the arena, and as well as obviously the pillars that are around the arena. So in my opinion, I like the destruction here more than any other DBZ game. Any other DBZ game really is just when you hit the ground it would make dust, or it would just slightly do some damage to like the cell ring or anything. And not even slightly, I mean like it would just do a huge chunk of the cell ring damage. And you know, the cell ring, I like it more like this, where it's like if you hit part of the ring with a blast, that part of the ring is only affected, not the entirety of the ring gets destroyed when I do one Kamehameha at it. But you know, a lot of people could argue about that. Destruction is a very, very, very picky thing, and a lot of people are really crazy about it, saying, oh man, Battlefield did it. I'm like, okay. But back to the topic. So, as I said before, when I played the game, personally, for me, this is my opinion. Funnily enough, people are really angry about my personal opinion about the video game, but I just really enjoyed it when I first played it, because the first time I actually experienced the combat system and how everything flowed and all that stuff, for me it was really the prologue what really made me change my mind. So in coming into the game, I was like, oh man, this game is probably not going to be as great as I thought, because it has 47 characters or whatever, and it wasn't even the number that really did it, was just the fact that they were missing Majin Vegeta, yeah, a few other characters that were really important to the series, and I was like, oh, this is not going to be as great as I thought it would be. But I went in still hoping for a good game, mainly because Dimps was making it. Dimps has made pretty much a good game for every single DBZ game they've ever made, and I just thought, you know, this is probably going to be, if it definitely will be the best DBZ game in a while, because I had played the network test, and the network test itself was a lot better than Battle of Z. So I thought, you know, this is going to be the best DBZ game ever made, so I'm looking forward to playing it. And then I played it, and I'm like, wow, this is my favorite one of all time. It's funny, because I was actually going in there not expecting a lot, which I doubt that a lot of other people are going to do. They're probably going to go into there thinking, oh man, this is going to be the best game, so I'm going to expect so much from it. It's like, I didn't expect a lot from it. A lot of people didn't, and when they didn't expect so much from it, they were really not disappointed. Hell, a lot of people I've heard from who've played the game and have really enjoyed it. A few of my friends, obviously, I think I've already mentioned this in a video, but a few of my friends, Afro Senju, S-Dai, and Dakuba, they all love it now. It's their favorite DBZ game of all time. All of us, it's become our favorite DBZ game of all time, and I don't think that itself should allow yourself to hype yourself up in the game, saying, oh, it's going to be my favorite of all time, just like it is for Toasty and S-Dot and Afro and Dakuba. No, it's just our personal preference. We just like this a lot more than the certain style of BT3 and Budokai 3. And the thing is that I don't understand. A lot of people are acting like Budokai 3 and BT3 didn't have flaws. Now, obviously, nostalgia is something that plays a whole huge part in a lot of the games being known as really great, especially Budokai 3, but I'm saying, every game has flaws. It is instant every single time. There's always going to be a flaw. No game is perfect, because if a game was perfect, then it makes sense. There's no such thing as a perfect video game. There's always, from someone's perspective, there's always going to be something wrong with any game. So honestly, I don't understand why everyone's expecting like this game not to have any flaws. Like, the game is going to obviously have flaws, but the thing is that the reason why I'm so happy about it, first of all, it's my favorite DBZ game, as I said before, and Dimps, if they get enough reception and enough people liking the game and a lot more people actually buying it, then we're going to be able to get maybe a sequel to the game. And the reason that I would be happy for this is because those flaws could easily be fixed in a new game. Because the thing is that they made this game from the ground up, alright? They made this game completely from scratch. They did not use any like models or anything from a different DBZ game. They made everything here from scratch. So using this game as a skeleton and making a sequel would drastically improve it. Think about BT1 to BT2. That sort of jump, that would be so good for this game, because this game itself is just, in my opinion, a lot better than BT1 especially. I really don't like BT1 that much. Even though I had it as a kid, I don't like it, and it still bothers me to this day. But yeah, I think that a sequel, and if a sequel after that comes out, then there's no doubt about it that game most likely will be the best DBZ game ever made. And that's just what I think. That's just my personal opinion. And it's kind of, you can tell this, you can take this as a part 2 maybe, or just as a small rant about, you know, just think about it like this. Xenoverse itself does have flaws. Yes, it does. And I will admit that. It has a lot of flaws. The thing is that when I started playing the game, those flaws disappeared. And for me, it is my favorite DBZ game of all time. If that's not it for you, and you still hate Xenoverse even if you haven't played it, which doesn't really make sense to me either, then whatever. It really doesn't matter what we think in comparison to each other. I mean, yes, I ask you guys to comment down below on every single video because, you know, I want to see your interaction and all that stuff. But if you really hate the game that much, then you really don't need to be here, or at least on this video. I mean, yeah, you could still stick around on the channel for the stuff that isn't Xenoverse, but still, if you are here when there is Xenoverse content and you don't like Xenoverse, then really there's not that much here for you. And I'm not trying to say that to push you guys away, because you guys are awesome. You guys are really cool. You guys subscribe and all that stuff and like the videos and everything, and it makes me really happy. But I'm just saying that if you really dislike Xenoverse that much, then it is really not a huge concern for you to be here, because, you know, really there's no point in sitting here and trying to hate on a game that you haven't played yet and that nobody else really here hasn't played yet, because the release date hasn't come through yet. So I don't know. It's just my personal opinion. For me, Xenoverse became my best favorite game of all time. Or not favorite game, no, that's Persona 4. And it'll always be Persona 4 probably, or maybe until Persona 5 comes out. But for me, this became my favorite DBZ game of all time, and it probably will stay that way until they make a sequel, or they actually end up having a better game than Xenoverse, which I'd like to see. You know, I just can't wait to see that sort of thing. But yeah, that's it for this video, guys. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like down below, as well as to comment telling me what you guys think about this stuff. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.